Yeah, Mohan.
Yeah,
We can start, Mohan. I think Jan is going to join. Yeah, Jan will be joining. Yeah, we can start, Mohan.
Yeah, but we can
Oh,
get
sorry, Nishit.
no, we can get started. I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Mohan, we can start.
good morning, everyone. Um, Today we'll be seeing the video version and its related functionalities. So, video version and as well as the VBOMs, how it is creating and what are the defaults happening on the video versions. So, these are the key topics which are going to be covered on creating the video versions, on create and on submit or update of the video version. So, on create, what are the stuffs we are doing, and on submit, what are the logics and what are the functions handling in the backend. Similarly, this uh, logics behind VBOM item while creating as well as while updating. Okay, so first thing yeah, so let me create one video version. Yeah. Mhm. So the required fields for creating the video version is we need to provide the video version name and the sales territory, and we need to what kind of version is this, whether it's a standard edition, special edition. We have this many list of special versions. We need to choose the category of it and
The title and the top.
yeah, yeah, and the type, format type, and the title. Okay.
Okay.
So
The video version is a similar object as a material for Universal. Okay. For us, how the material is there, this video version is created for actually most probably for the JV purpose. In the video version, VBOM itself, they can identify what is the type of the material and what are the titles going to attach for this. Okay, there may be a single title or there may be a multiple titles. Okay, so if it is a single title, that can be specified in the video version itself. And if it is going to be multiple titles, then we have a child object which is VBOM item. Each VBOM item will represent for the each title. Yeah, go ahead, Mo.
yeah, so while creating a video version with the title, specifically the title related to GTN, by default, one VBOM item will get created for the particular title. Okay. So basically, you can see, right, whenever we are creating a video version with the GTM title, one VBOM item will get created. But if you're creating the video version with the unexploded MPM, which is nothing but the JV only title, then we won't be creating any VBOM items. So what is meant by JV only MPM is we have the record types in the title. One is related to GTM, another is related to JV. So if you're choosing the JV title, then we won't be creating the VBOM item. Yeah, so now you can see I have created the video version. By default, the VBOM item got created. So this is how the VBOM item will get created, and later on the user can go and add the VBOM items as per their wish. They can go to related list and
Multiple titles can be associated with the video version. Okay, that can be represented by using the RF video version. Sorry, RF VBOM. If we have multiple RF VBOMs, that means the video version has the multiple titles.
yeah. So similarly, while creating the video version and
Question. So
Yeah.
if you have multiple titles, do you still need to associate one title at the video version level, or everything is at the EBOM level?
Okay, Ashok, generally, no one will come and create a video version directly here. Everything will be done from the release wizard. Okay.
Okay.
So before explaining that wizard, it's better we have to explain the technically how these all separate things. If you go for the video version, if you go for the release wizard, from there when we are creating material itself, a video version will be created automatically. Okay, and for every video version, when we are creating, if it is a standalone, that means if you are creating separately on from the tab, so one title should be associated, and later we can add multiple titles there, so that the parent, the title on the video version, that will be updated accordingly. Okay, if we add multiple titles in the video VBOM items, so then according to that there is a calculation is there where the title can be updated on the video version.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, as we've seen in the release, the similar way the deal as well as label code, sub-label code, I mean the security fields will get derived based on the user or based on the active rights which the title is having. So
Yeah, it's mean to say, okay, it's but rights means it's because of the combination of the title and the deal.
yeah. So you can see here, right? This is the active right which we have. So from these rights, we have the what to say?
The deal is populated from the VBOM item from these rights, and from the deal, the security related fields will be populated into the VBOM item.
Yeah. So now let us see like inactive rights. So this is a pitch perfect title, and for CA territory we don't have any active rights. Okay. So I'll be going to the video version. I'll be creating the same set of data, but the territory is different. CA territory, sorry, we need to choose the sales territory, CA, and we can choose special version and format, and I can create, I can choose the title as pitch perfect. So I can save this. So we have created the video version for the CA territory, and we have choose the GTM title. Yes, as explained before, by default, one VBOM item will get created for this GTM title. And okay, it got
Okay, it is extended, Mohan. The territory is extended to US and CA.
yes, correct. So the territory is getting extended to US and CA. So what happens here is like which will pick the US territory deal. So yeah, see in release we have seen we have only a single pick list. Here we have the multiple pick list. So the territory is having US and CA. So what happens here is like we'll give preference to the US and we will stamp the US deal on the deal. Okay, let me.
Okay. Previously in the old release force, we can select either US or either CA, anyone. But now here we have an option to select both. That means that is extending of the territory. We can create the US and that can be extended to CA.
Non-active rights. Total pitch. So you can see here, right? We have created the US territory for the title pitch perfect, and this title don't have any active rights. So we cannot take any of the deal from the active rights. I mean, only when is there any active rights, then only we can take the deal. So we couldn't able to take the deal from the active rights, but you can see this label code and studio fields are coming from the user level. So because
Logged in user.
yeah, so always the user will be defined with this studio and label code. So this will get populated. Now, what I'm going to do here is like, so I have created, we don't have any active rights. Now I'll be creating the active rights for that particular title. So I'll be choosing the deal one. and start date is today. End date can be anything, so that it will come. I mean, the rights will become active. Okay, so let me save this one. So you can see that the active rights is created for US territory, and here previously we have created the VBOM where the deal is not getting populated. So once we create the active rights, the deal will get stamped on the VBOM based on the active rights which have been created. So you can see the deal one which I have choose, the corresponding deal is stamped on the VBOM item, and the other fields, the secret field studios available code participation label will get stamped based on the deal which is being selected here. So this is how the active rights, when we are creating the active rights, the security fields are flowing to the VBOM items. And now I am again going to create the one active rights for the same territory. Okay, so I'll be creating it. So you'll be having a error. So we cannot able to create the duplicate rights for the same territories. For CA territory, we don't have any active rights. Yeah, now we can create the active rights for the CA territory. So is there is any other VBOM records which is referring the pitch perfect title and the territory is US, then it will be the corresponding standardized security fields will get stamped on that objects. Yeah.
So here the concept is like video version can be created with a title where there is no active rights. That means where no deal is active, that can be created. And once later on, when the user try to updates the rights for that particular title, so a deal will be associated to the rights. And what are all the video versions are which are created without a deal, or VBOM item which was without a deal, all will be populated when the active rights are created for that. That is what the functionality. And it's not only on the VBOM, and in the material also, they will populate the same type of rights, and as well as the security details and the deals from the rights. So yeah, and we have a naming convention is there, which is mainly used for the integration purpose. This long description English, short description English, and short description French. Okay, these three. This is a combination of title and the format. Yeah, we have that slide. Yeah. Okay. See, it's a combination of the title, special version, format, and pack and the episodes. Okay. In the world release force, we don't have a concept of the episodes. We have only the concept of the seasons and the series. But in the news RF Mercury, we have a concept of the episodes also. In the titles, we'll have the episodes. But the episodes will not be saving in our system. Every time when the episodes need to be created, those episodes will be downloaded from GTM every time if they need to create episodes. Okay, we have these VBOM items, right? VBOM items are created for the titles with our respect to the series, respect to the season, or respect to the episodes. Okay, go back to that VBOM screen, Mohan.
Yeah.
Okay, if you see here on the VBOM items, there is a request types field is there. Okay, in this request type field, there are 5 types. Okay, can you open this? Yeah. See, in this request type field, there are total 5 types are there. In this, B represents the titles according to the episodes, and A, C, D, and NA, these 4 represents the titles with the series or with the seasons. Okay, there is a calculation is there for what by default it will be A, and later it can be changed to the C, D, or NA when we submit this video version for the approval. Okay, it's according. There's a calculation is there. We'll show that story and the calculations moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mohan.
Yeah. So now you can see like this is a naming convention. So it's naming convention purely based on the titles which you have. So for this particular video version, the titles are different in the VBOM item. So which is having only one title. So the naming convention will come like Pitch Perfect and other supporting details like special version. And so now I'm going to add one more video version here. Sorry, a VBOM item to that video version. So now it got saved. Now if you see the video version name, I mean the title name, it's getting appended on the field on the video version. So how it is being derived, we'll see it in the slide. So if you are having only one title and which is related to film, yeah, we will stamp the abbreviation of the title, which is Jurassic Park, and abbreviation of the special version. So we have to, if you choose director cut, the abbreviation is DC. So we'll be appending DC, and the format, what we are choosing, format is BD means we'll be choosing the, I mean the abbreviation of that particular format. So that will be stamped. But if the single title that we are choosing is the season or series, means directly we won't be taking the season abbreviation. So if you see the title, we have choose Bug Alert 2. So, but we won't take the Bug Alert 2 abbreviation. We'll be taking the series abbreviation. Like if you take Avengers, we have so many series: Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, so and so. Each and every season is having own abbreviation, but we won't take that abbreviation. We will take the series abbreviation. So all these series, I mean the season, we have one series, that is Avengers. So all are coming under the Avengers movie collection. So we'll be taking the only the Avengers abbreviation, and we are appending with which season it is related to. So that is coming from the title field. But if you have the combination, one is film, another one is series. Okay, so in that case, we'll be appending the naming convention as a collection name. If both are film means, yeah, like now we have seen the two titles, what we have chosen. If we are choosing Art Target and Kung Fu Panda, then we are appending with these two. And the special version. The special version and format are coming from the video version. So it won't be having multiple special version. It won't be having multiple format. So for these two titles, we'll be having one special version. We'll be having a common format. So we'll be appending this. And like if you are having more than two, so you can see, right? More than two films means. So we have 3 films. Or just simply we'll be appending with the collection name and the special version and the format and the 3 pack. So which is nothing but the pack. So pack means it will be considered only on the flips. If we are having the episodes, then we won't be having the pack, how many packs we have. Instead of this, if we are having 3 episodes, we'll be stamping here is 3 EPS. Okay. So this is how the naming convention story works, and the abbreviations are stored in the custom metadata, RF naming abbreviations. So from here we'll be getting the abbreviation and we'll stamp in it. And the title abbreviations directly we are getting from the records. Yeah. Any doubt on this naming abbreviations?
No, not from my side.
Yeah. So then we'll move to next slide. So next is like this is by default when we are creating the video version with a specific territory. By default, we'll be creating the ZVBR sales arc and ZVBR sales arc language. So if you are creating the US territory, for US territory video version, we'll be creating one ZVBR sales arc, and for that ZVBR sales arc, we are appending 2 default values. One is the sales organization as United States, and the sales org is, the territory as US. And for this ZVBR sales org, we'll be creating one sales org language with only one field has been defaulted, which is nothing but the language field, which is English. But the same thing if you're creating for the CA territory, yeah, only one sales org we'll be creating, but we'll be creating 2 sales org language. One is for the English, another one is for the language French. And the default value is Canada for the CA territory, and the territory is as CA. So here, if you observe, here you can see that by default the ZViva sales are will get created for this video version.
And most of these actually, if you see, two languages for Canada, French and English, and then US only English, and then sales are concept, and then the language pertain to the sales are, all these are requirement for actually the JV integration. This is how actually the sales organization belongs to a territory, as well as the language belongs to a particular sales org. It is represented in their system, and that's why they have multiple systems actually. So like I mentioned in the first call, so to accommodate that, this is how the design happened. It is not just for our internal purpose; it is mainly for the JV.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Mo.
Now you can see the defaulting on the video version. I mean the status defaulting. So we have the status field. So this is the video version. You can see the JV status on the video version is draft, and the integration state is wait for it. So just now we have created it, and you can see the JV status and integration state SAP status.
One minute more before that. Okay, we have this JV integration state. Wait for it. Okay, can you open this one, Mohan? Open that field. This field, JV integration state field.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have access. Okay. Yeah, there are 4 different picklist values are there for the integration state and SAP integration state as well. Okay, here wait for it means integration is not going to pick this record, and they are not going to update anything. And in the next level, it will move to pick me up. Okay, when it is pick me up, the TIBCO integration will pick this record, and SAP integration will pick this record when it is pick me up. And processed, once the data is processed and this record is updated by the TIBCO, that status is updated to the processed. And if any error occurs, anything occurs, it will say the error is occurred, so that we came to know, okay, what are the status about this VBOM item. Okay, and video version has the same state of integration state fields. So where it can be updated according to the, okay, these fields are mainly for TIBCO integration and SAP integration. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so whenever we are creating the video version, so by default, what to say, by default, the fields, I mean the status fields on the video version as well as on the VBOM will get defaulted. Okay, so we have different scenarios how it is being defaulted, and what scenarios what has to be appended. I'll be showing some 3 examples, and all these activities are stored in the custom metadata. So while creating, what should be the JV status, what should be the value for the integration state, and similarly the VBOM status field values. And next one, the scenario is like first we'll be creating, then we will be submitting. So during submit, what has to happen? What are the values should be there?
Sorry, stopping you, Mohan. 1 minute. Okay, here in this metadata, we have a labels with A1, A2, A3, and we have B1, B2, B3. Okay, this A1 represents, okay, this A1 will be used for the VBOM item where the request type is A. And A has this much of scenarios. If the request type is VBOM item request type is A, then it will has this much of requirements. And all these different scenarios has a different state, different field updates. Okay, if you see JVVR, JV status, JVVR, JV status, and JVVR, JV integration state, these 2 fields are from the video version of that particular VBOM item. And we have the JV status, JV integration status. These 2 are the VBOM items, JV status and JV integration state fields. And we have the SAP state and SAP integration state. This belongs to the VBOM item. So whenever this VBOM item is updated, we are just deriving what are the status of that particular field from this custom metadata. When it is created, when a VBOM item is created with a request type A, then the parent, okay, that means the parent of that VBOM item is a video version. that status should be draft and JV integration state should be wait for it. And in the VBOM item, JV status will be draft, integration will be wait for it. And the same for the SAP and integration state. And we have the scenario A2. A2 means ZVR is submitted. That means the parent of the video version is submitted. When it is submitted, the JV status of the video version is requested and pick me up. In the same way, the JV status of the VBOM item will be requested and integration state will be pick me up, but SAP will be remains as same. And once we got the number JV video version number from TIBCO, then that is a scenario of A3, where this is the JV status will be live and there will be blank on the JV integration status. There will be no integration status. That means the process is already completed. And we have this VBOM item JV integration status. This will be blank and integration. This TIBCO is already completed its process. And now SAP integration process will be started on the scenario 3. Once we got the video version number. Okay, then the status will be changed here. And once we have the IDOC number from the TIBCO, the VBOM status will be gone to live. And then after that, we have a cross reference number that will be returned back. Okay, at that time, written back from the SAP. At that time, the status will be the live and integration state will be processed or it will be blank. And after that, we have a concept like extending a video version from one territory to another territory. Like if you have a US territory video version is already created, we can extend that to the CA. Okay, once it is extended to CA, the parent JV status. Okay, once it is extended to CA, a task will be created that it has been extended, and a parent video version status will be changed to changes pending. And SAP integration state again it will be flip to pick me up. Okay, and in the same way, the VBOM territory is extended. In A6 scenario, VBOM of that particular video version will be extended, and that SAP integration status will be pick me up. After that, if we have any changes in the percentage allocation changes, we don't have any changes in the respective status field if the percentage is changed. Okay, this percentage allocates, like see if we have a video version and we have multiple titles for that, that means multiple VBOM items are there, and that particular material or particular video version can be allocated with the percentages. Okay, we can say that in the particular material, I can have 25% of the title 1 and 30% of title 2 and again 45% of the title 3. We can have 3 titles with a different percentage. These percentages user can associate. Okay, I need this title in this percentage of material, in this percentage of material, that user can define that. But there is a validation rule. The overall percentage should be 100%. That should be there. Okay, and that is the A7 scenario. And after that, we have A8 scenario where the video version is getting cancelled. Once it is getting cancelled, the JV status in the video version will be cancellation pending, and there is no any change in the other statuses on the VBOM item. And we have another scenario where the VBOM item is marked as inactive. Okay, there is a video version, there are multiple VBOM items in that. Okay, there is a scenario like some of the VBOM items are marked as inactive. They can inactivate that VBOM item. So we don't need this title for this material. They can do like that. So at that time, the status, SAP status of that VBOM item will be changed to pick me up. And we have the scenarios like A10 where the JV acknowledges changes. So for example, when the change is pending, if we have this A5 scenario, right? After this A5 scenario, the JV has came back and they have acknowledged the changes. Okay. Oh, okay. We are accepting this, something like that. Okay. That means they are completing the task. The task status is completed. Once the task status is completed, again, the video version status will go live back. For example, they didn't complete the task. They had canceled the task. That means they don't want that change to be done, or they need to cancel that video version. Okay, that will be the A11 scenario where JV acknowledgement is cancelled. That means the status of that will be cancelled and this video version is cancelled. And then SAP acknowledges. See, this SAP acknowledges A12 scenario where it became like we have this A5 and A6. where the territory extension is happening, and here the SAP integration state is pick me up. They can pick this one and they can do the acknowledgement for the SAP. So at that time, then VBOM status from the SAP will go live. These are the multiple scenarios we have with respect to of the request type on the VBOM item. Like this, we have the permutation combination of multiple scenarios for all different request types. This is all about how we can allocate the material, how we can get the number from the video version from the TIBCO integration, how we are getting the acknowledgements from the SAP integration. All these are defined in this custom metadata with different scenarios in the permutation and combination method for all the request types in the video version. Sorry, VBOM item. Okay, yeah, Mohan, go ahead. If you need, you can show an example. Yeah, Nishit.
Necessary to have always video version and RFJVBR, ZVBR, and VBOM item every time for any release to go live.
For every video version, yeah.
Okay, and
For every video version, there should be a VBOM item. That means every video version is linked to a title,
okay.
and for every material there should be have a video version.
Okay.
In other words, Nishit, in the JV side, more than release, the video version is mandatory. Okay, so without a video version, you cannot send any data to JV.
Okay, so now we can see the submit. Nishit, you can see the VBOM allocation does not add up to 100%. So what does it mean is like, so if you have two titles, then these two titles should be allocated equally, properly. And also like if the particular video version don't have any title, then we cannot submit the material. So we'll be getting error like, so we need to add the allocation percentage up to 100%. So what I'll be doing here, I'll be editing it and making the allocation percentage to. So basically it will be handled from the wizard actually. So whenever we are creating the from wizard, the allocation percentage by default it will calculate and it will get added up to what to say 100. How many titles we are creating? If you are creating 3 titles, then 33, 33, 36, something like that. It will split according to that, and the video version will get the allocation.
The calculation will be done in the allocation on the wizard. See, all these calculations can be done on the wizard. Here we are showing the standalone video version. This is for understanding, for our understanding how the backend is going on for the individual objects when they are standalone. Go ahead, Mohan.
Yeah, so now I'll be submitting this video version. So you can see the JV status is gone to requested and the JV integration state is gone to pick me up. And similar way you can see here, what is the scenario? What is the status here? When the certificate was submitted, the request type should be, JV status should be requested and integration state should be pick me up. And here you can see the request type is getting changed, which I am not showing here. Actually, this what the status value I'm showing for only for the A request type. Okay, but it is getting updated to NA. So the request type will get updated to NA or C during the submission. NA, C or B during the submission. I will tell you what is meant by NA and what when it will get updated to C, when it will get updated to NA, when it will updated to B in the upcoming slides. So let's see the third scenario. We'll stop from here. Like actually,
this video version number will be updated from the integration.
Yeah, now I'm updating here manually, but it has to come from the integration team. So the integration team updates the video version number. You can see the JV status is gone to live. See, while they are updating from the from the integration, by default it will get updated to live. So they will be saying that they got processed this record. So previously, see here, the integration state will get processed because the integration team return the JV number. So you can see here, right? The JV number return means the status will get updated. So similarly, the other scenarios also will be working here. And yeah, here we have the samples. I mean, how it is getting defaulted for each and every scenarios. Okay. And this one we already discussed, the security fields, how it is getting derived on the VBOM item. And this is simple as already we discussed in the release. When we are canceling the ZVVR, it will move to cancellation pending. And yeah, the SAP integration state on the VBOM item, like the scenario, what scenario I have mentioned here, the same will get updated. I mean, the JV status on the video version will get updated to cancellation pending. If already cancellation pending means it will get updated to, we'll be getting a error like it's already cancelled. So it's simple as we see in the release. And yeah, this is how request type is being calculated. See now, we have one video version, sorry, one VBOM item for the particular video version. So whenever we are having only one video version, sorry, one title for that video version, by default, the request type will be A. Okay, even if you submit, the request type will be A. And the title must be non-episode title, non-episode title. So just a second. Yeah, so we have choose the dark water here, and if the dark water is to be precise, non-episode title. So then the request type will get updated to here. Now what I did, I have added one video bomb with a title. Okay, now you can see the request type will be empty. So the request, now we have the multiple titles. The request type can be anything. Either it can be B, or either it can be C, or either it can be NA. But how it will be defined, like based on the type, whether it's a episode or whether it is non-episode. So if it is a episode means, then no need to worry, directly it will get updated to B. But if it is non-episode, so you can see the particular video version, what we have choose is having two titles. Now I am submitting. See, always the request type will be calculated during the submit. Okay, if it is having the multiple VBOMs. So after submit, you can see one title, one VBOM is getting updated to C and another VBOM is getting updated to NA. So when it is getting updated to NA, when it is getting updated to C is like, we have the definition here. So title which never been exploited. So the title which never been exploited, what does it mean is like, this is a this is a most stylish title, and it will have the standard edition value. The video version will be having the special version value, and we have the territory. With the same combination, is there any video version for, is there any other VBOM item for any other video version? If that is the case, then we'll be updating to NA. If we don't find any such thing like that, we'll be updating to C. Understood? Or shall I repeat? Hello?
Got it, Mohan.
Yeah. So, and NA means the title which been exploited. So with the same combination for the standard edition, the video version, special version is standard edition and territory is US, and this is the title, and it's already available in some other video version. So then it will get updated to NA. So this is how the request type is being calculated. And we have left with one request type that is D. D is for the internal. So whenever we are creating the video version, so we have the internal checkbox here. So if you choose this internal checkbox, okay, so you can see the request type will get updated to it. So when you choose the internal checkbox, it is for the internal use, and you can see the JV status will become internal. And again, we have what are the status and what are the integration state values should be for this D type. according to that the corresponding set. So once we have created with internal and the user is trying to change to non-internal, so the user will be getting error. We cannot change it. Okay, so like this will be calculating the request types on the VBOM item. Yeah. Any doubt on this? Then we can go to next slide. I mean, deriving MPM for the video machine. Okay. So we have seen here, right? We have created the video version, and which is having only one VBOM item. So you can see the title on the video version. The title is same as what we created on the VBOM item. Okay, it will resemble the same. And what are the security values on this VBOM item will get stamped on this video version as well. Okay. So you can see the security field details. The label code is Universal Pictures, participation label, sub-label code, and studio. The same value will get stamped here. Okay. The participation label J6, J39, everything will stamped from the VBOM. But we have other scenario like we will be having the multiple titles for the single VBOM item. So we'll be having the multiple titles. So we are having the pitch perfect and Goman. So which title we need to stamp here? So what we used to call it as we'll be deriving the MPM video version. I mean the MPM title for the particular video version if it is having the multiple title. So basically how it is derived is like we have the two VBOM items. Okay. We have the two VBOM items. Yeah. You can see here. Here the label code ID is 61. Here the label code ID is 18. The least one, which is the least one out of these two VBOM items. 61 is the least one. So we'll be choosing this label code. So the label code on the video version where we are having the lesser number. So the label code is Universal Pictures. And from this Universal Pictures label code, we have the title. So Uni Unexploded Video Version TV, Uni Unexploded Video Version TH. So here you can see the Uni Unexploded Video Version TH is getting derived. So why it is taking this video version is like, I mean, TH1. TH means theatrical, this is TV. See, both are film titles. So both are film titles means we need to take the value from the film unexploded MPM. If both are TV titles, take RK Show 1, RK Show 2. Then we'll be taking this unexploded MPM TV title that will get stamped on this video version. And if you have combination like one is TV, another one is film. Okay. No matter what, which label code is having the least value, that label code we will be finding and we'll be taking that label code and we'll be giving preference to the film title only. So we'll be stamping this film title on the video version. So basically how it works is like, so first we'll be creating the video version. By default, one VBOM item will get created. And from this VBOM item, only one will get created. So from this VBOM item, you know, right, how the standardized security fields are getting derived. So once it completed, the security fields are getting derived and it will get stamped to the video version. Again, it will go back to the video version, parent video version, it will get updated. Now, if we have the multiple one, so we have the two VBOMs item. You can see here, we have the two label codes. One is Universal Pictures, another one is Paramount. And what I'm showing is here is not a valid scenario because the universal pictures cannot see the paramount. But for example, I'm saying one is universal pictures and paramount. You can see the paramount is 59 and the universal picture is 61. So here 59 is the lowest label code. So if I go to the label code 59, I'll be taking this title from the label code and I'll be stamping on the video version. And from this label code, from this paramount VBOM item, other security fields, I'll be getting the fields values and I'll be stamping on the video version. Like you can see the participation label J96, here the J96 and paramount, and this rights distributor support, everything is coming from this VBOM item. So this is how the NPM is derived for the video version. Yeah, any doubt?
Not from me, Mohan.
Yeah.
From me as well.
Mm. Okay, so basically these are the key topics on the video version as well as the VBOM item. How the we are creating the VBOMs and how the status is being created, how the cells are being created, how the request type and validation on submit cancel it. So we have the validation on submit. I will show that one and create change task like we have seen yesterday. If you are changing any field after live, I mean after requested, it will get the task will be created. And based on integration, I mean the informational or not started, we'll be updating the status value to changes pending.
Perfect. Okay.
And in VBOM item, yeah, almost all we have covered. So only thing is like the validation on after submit. So see, for each and every object, we have the submit button. Okay. You can see here, right? For video version and for material. So these are the, and for even for the title, we can separate the video version separately from the standalone page. I can submit here, but while submitting, before sending to JV, we may need to know what are the required fields are there. So for that, we have created the field set and we have defined what are the required fields are there.
But the system
So-
will already throw an error message, right? If you try to submit, it should throw an error message that your fields
Yeah,
are missing, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have two different set of field set. One is for the partial submit, which will be applicable on the, I mean, if some of the fields are not available, what are the fields needs to be considered for partial submit and what are the fields needs to be considered for the full submit. So for full submit, we may need these fields. All these fields should be there.
Got
And
it.
for example, yeah, I am changing this one. I'm updating it to blank. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I am submitting it. Okay. So you can see you'll be getting a error like the short description value is not available on the video version. We need to submit it. So we can change the short description field. Now we can submit.
And this submit ZBBR is full submit or partial submit?
Here we have functionality as full submit. The partial submit is as of now we implemented from the release only.
Or the release means you mean to say wizard, that means.
Not from his, yeah, release page, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and now again I'm submitting. Okay, so yeah, it's once it's been submitted, we'll be getting error like we cannot submit again because the status is already live. Changes pending. Only during the draft status we can able to submit the records. Yeah.
And does user is able to update the video version status once it's submitted, like as system admin, or they cannot do that as well, correct?
Actually, as a system admin, we have all the permission, right? View all, modify all, so we can update it as like we are doing. But for brand user, we are giving access only to go just submit. They'll get updated to requested. After that, they cannot change it. So everything will get processed from the backend. So you can see here right now. Once I'm the brand user, I'm submitted, they are not going to change it. So the video version number returned. Okay. So it will get updated to live. So now I am changing the special version. Okay. It will get updated to changes pending and the task is been created. And that task, the brand user, they won't process the task actually. Okay. So basically, JV will process it. So they will complete it. So once it become completed, we use the one process, and when it been processed, everything will get updated. And so if you don't have any other task pending, it will get updated to live. So basically, during the integration, we won't be creating the task. I mean, the video version number got updated, correct? Okay. So when the platform API user is creating, I mean, updating the any fields, we won't be creating the task because the other team is going to approve it, so they can change. If we change, we need to let them know. So the integration comes from the platform API. For the particular profile, we won't be creating any tasks. That's all from video version and VBOM items.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And next session, we will see materials. So we have seen these two things, title and field. We are not going to touch anything because it's already available in the system. And how we are creating the release and how we can create the rights and video versions and its VBOM items. And this segment got completed. So once we create seeing this RF material, and we can go to the release wizard. So because the release wizard, from the release wizard, so all these things going to happen in a single go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think almost we reached time, and we have completed as well the video version.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Mohan. I
Thank
will take some time to
sir.
process this.
Yeah.
And hey, Vamsi, can you send us this slide as well, if you can?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Mohan the same. Mohan,
Okay.
can you forward for the reply all for the same meeting and send the yesterday's slide and this today's slide and the
Okay.
other two documents which we had prepared for the RF material and the other one. All
And
documents.
Vamsi, make sure you include the schema.
Sir, schema. Yeah, yesterday we discussed about that. We'll include that. Ashok, there are a lot many objects are there. Schema will be a bit confusing. So we are just trying to make it a different slide for the, different document for the schema.
Okay.
We'll make it and we'll upload it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Thanks, Vamsi.
Sure.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good.
guys. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.